Hello, welcome back to Leo's Vintage World. Today I want to talk to you all things Agatha Christie, and I want to talk about my favourite reoccurring characters. So these are characters in Agatha Christie's books that appear in more than one of her stories. So these are my top 5. Apologies if your favourite does not make this list. This is just my opinion. If you want to play along at home, you can do. You can either guess my top 5 before I tell you, or you can leave your top 5 in the comment section, because I'd be fascinated to learn who your favourite character of Agatha Christie's is. So I'm going to start at number 5, and at number 5 we have Dolly Bantry. Dolly Bantry is a recurring character in the Miss Marple novels. She features in ones like The Body in the Library, The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side. She is a friend of Miss Jane Marple's. She's a wealthy woman. She's quite an eccentric. She has this kind of no-nonsense attitude. I like her. She's very funny without necessarily meaning to be funny. And she's like, look what my friend can do. She's quite showy-offy and puts Jane out there, and I really, really like that. I find Dolly a really humorous character to the Miss Marple books and bring this lightness about it. So that is why she's in this top 5. Then at number 4, we have the main woman herself, Miss Marple. You might be surprised to know that she's quite low down this top 5 list, but Miss Marple is a character. She's got 20 short stories, she's got 12 full-length novels, but she's someone who, despite being the main character in the novels, she's someone that I never really feel like I got to know on the same level that I got to know some of the other characters. Even if they've only featured in, a handful of novels, I feel like I know them more than I know Miss Marple herself. I feel like the reason why there has been so many different adaptations of Miss Marple in so many different ways is because she's so different in the books. I find she's someone who's really hard to pin down personality-wise. I mean, even the 2 kind of latest adaptations of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. So we've got Julia Mackenzie, who's a fantastic actor. But hers is very different to Geraldine McEwen, who plays kind of like this soft and fluffier version of Miss Marple. And then that's also different to like Joan Hickman. And I think the reason why that is, as I said, I think that Miss Marple character in the books is so different. And a lot of the books, I mean, it happens in Poirot as well, but obviously there's more Poirot. She doesn't feature until like 2/3 of the way through. So I just don't feel like I got to know her enough. I feel like I need another 10 books of Miss Marple to really get to know her, but I do still absolutely love her. And if I was in an Agatha Christie novel, I would want to be in a Miss Marple. But yeah, I just don't feel like I got to know her enough. At number 3, we have Captain Hastings. Captain Hastings is a recurring character in the Poirot novels. He features in books like Murder on the Links, Peril at End House, loads. And he is actually at the beginning, so we go right back to the beginning of Agatha Christie's first full-length novel. We have The Mysterious Affair at Styles, and Captain Hastings is the narrator of our story. So he is telling us what's happening and what's going along as things progress. And because of that, I feel like we get very close to him. I also love his relationship that he has with Poirot. Oh, it's this brilliant, brilliant relationship. And, he brings this kind of lightness to the books, because the ones that he's not in, they have this really kind of darker feel to them, this darker tone. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are my favourites, like 5 Little Pigs, he's not in, but it's still a favourite. So is Sad Cypress. But there's just this very specialness about them. And I find myself, I'm always wanting to reread a Poirot where Hastings features. So I'm always like, I'll pick up Peril at End House, I'll pick up Mysterious Affair at Styles. And that's what I love. I love picking them up because I get to explore their relationship. Their relationship is very special, and that's, I think, why I love Curtin, because there's so many emotions in Curtin, Poirot's last case, when Poirot was no more. And it's a very special book, and it's all the emotions, and that is the primary kind of plot of the novel. And actually the murderer is like a subplot almost in that book, because the relationship between Poirot and Hastings comes first. I find Hastings is kind of like the viewer in a way. Like if we were in a Poirot novel and we were kind of watching everything as he does, we kind of would probably react in a similar sort of way. So that's, I just love him. I think he's wonderful. At number 2, we have the main man himself, Hercule Poirot. Poirot is someone who Agatha Christie had kind of, she had enough with him, but she had to carry on writing his stories, and you know, she wasn't a fan of her own creation. But the reason why she doesn't like him is the reason why the public love him. You know, his self-awareness of being very clever, his vanity, and the way his order and method and the way he works is what the public love about him and love reading the books that he features in. I find him an absolutely fascinating character, and he's so he's someone who I find that you can picture, and he's so distinctive in your head because of the way that Agatha Christie has described him. You know, this penguin-like with this egg-shaped head and this ridiculous moustache. He's just so visible in your head, and the way that she describes his personality and his order and method. You know, I think anyone that comes to an Agatha Christie Poirot, you can't help but love it, because it's just wonderful, and he's just great. And the vanity and all the self-awareness is the bit that I love, particularly the endings, you know, when he does his big, really milking it moment. They're the best bits, so yes. And in at number 1, I'm sure some of you already know this, but it is Ariadne Oliver. So Ariadne Oliver features predominantly in the Hercule Poirot mysteries, like Cards on the Table, Elephants Can Remember. She is just wonderful. She is a crime writer. She is famous in her day, so people around her in the novels know who she is. She is a friend of Poirot's. She is quite an eccentric, no-nonsense attitude sort of woman. She quite bohemian. She wears like necklaces. She loves apples. She's got bird nest hair, and she is brilliant. I find her to be this little sparkling gem in Agatha Christie's work, because she says stuff which, like, I can't believe you just said that, but it's wonderful. She always says, well, if a woman was head of Scotland Yard, and she says about using her female intuition, and actually, when you read the books, quite a lot of the time, she is actually correct in who she guesses who it is, but she has no idea how she kind of got there. It is literally a guesswork, female intuition guesswork, and I love her for it. I love how she talks to Poirot, and literally just how she talks to everyone else. She's wonderful, and she goes in doing a little sleuthing because she's a detective author. Yeah, she's wonderful. My favourite novel with her in is probably Mrs. Bingley's Dead, because I love that book. But yeah, they're all great. All Cards on the Table. Maybe I don't know. I can't decide, actually. Can't decide. Anyway, that is it for this little video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know your favourite Agatha Christie characters in the comment section down below. Very aware that I didn't say all of the recurring characters, but I can't fit them into a top 5. These are just my top 5. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I shall see you soon for my next video. Bye for now.